Carlos and Antonio had been friends since early childhood, and their families were very poor. Carlos's father was constantly drinking, and the boy's mother could not keep him from imbibing. Antonio's mother had died when he was not even 5, so he hardly remembered her. When the time came, the guys went to school together. They were given a free uniform, the necessary books, notebooks, and satchels. But when Antonio and Carlos finished elementary school, they were told that the school could no longer support them. The boys really wanted to study, so they decided to get a job. Antonio was luckier than his friend. He began to sell flatbreads on the shore with an old woman. Things were going well, and soon the child nearly earned enough to afford a new school uniform and books. One day, a satisfied Antonio finally went to the store for the long-awaited purchase. But before that, he decided to meet with Carlos, who had been already in a terrible mood. It turned out that Carlos's father, the night before, came home drunk and made a huge scene. He learned that his son was trying to make money for school, and this angered him. His father dug through all of his belongings, found an old satchel with all his school supplies, and burned the textbooks right in front of Carlos. And he took his son's small savings and, most likely, spent it on booze. "Now I definitely won't be able to learn," Carlos cried. He lowered his head in shame, but Antonio suddenly suggested, "Let me buy you a uniform," and dragged a reluctant Carlos to the market. The boy burst into tears as he tried on the uniform. "I've dreamt so much of becoming a doctor. Yesterday, I thought I wouldn't be able to learn and my dreams wouldn't come true. But you give me hope." Antonio spent all his savings on his friend. He was left without money, but he acquired something more. Little did he know that this act would affect his life and the lives of many people. Many years have passed since then. Carlos really got what he wanted. He became a respected doctor, moved to the capital, and has long since lost touch with Antonio. But Carlos never forgot that because of his friend's act of selfishness, he was able to heal others. Once, a woman was admitted to the department at the last stage of pregnancy. The woman had suffered serious injuries because of an accident and had lost a lot of blood. It was difficult, but doctors managed to save both her and her newborn son. The doctor, exhausted from surgery, was walking into his office when he suddenly noticed the father of a child sitting on the door of the operating room and crying quietly. Something about him seemed familiar to him. The next day, nurses found the man and asked him to pay his hospital bill. The man was at a loss. He clearly didn't have that kind of money. Suddenly, the nurses called him again and handed him a note with an apology. It turns out that everything has long been paid. Antonio, who did not understand anything, unfolded a piece of paper and read the inscription. Everything was paid for many years ago, with the last money for a beautiful school uniform. "If you're free in the evening, maybe we'll have a coffee and talk about childhood," wrote Carlos at the bottom. Fate always rewards people with a good heart, even after many, many years.